Hi everyone, I'm Saga, and happy SCP Day. Now, as promised in our creepypasta video, this week I will be doing 3 SCPs. This is actually fairly easy because 2 of the SCPs I will be covering today are very self-explanatory, but I will try to go into a little bit of the details. So our first SCP for this week is SCP-006, which has been titled The Fountain of Youth. It's the Fountain of Youth, guys. It's literally the Fountain of the Youth. It is classified as safe, and doesn't really require much security, other than the fact that they want to keep people out and not discover it for obvious reasons. Because if everybody finds the Fountain of Youth, everybody's going to want the Fountain of Youth, and then there will be wars and fights and everything over this SCP. So currently there is a chemical plant built around the Fountain of Youth in order to disguise it from the general public. If any of the SCP Foundation employees wish to gain access to the fountain, or rather the spring, because it is a natural spring, they have to wear a special kind of suit so that none of their body comes in contact with the water from the spring itself. It has been observed that if the water is ingested, that it will provide DNA growth, cell growth, repair tissue damage, things you would expect a Fountain of Youth to do. However, it does not seem to work on birds and reptiles, but only on higher primates such as apes and monkeys, and of course humans. So, like I said, SCP-006, very self-explanatory, Fountain of Youth. Moving on. SCP-007 is called the Abdominal Planet. This is a little bit strange. SCP-007 is classified as Euclid. Now, some people mistake the subject that is living in the containment of this 10 meter by 10 meter enclosure that's given a living area as the SCP. It is not the subject, however. It is what is living in the subject's abdomen. In the subject's abdomen, the subject being classified as a Caucasian male around 25 years old, there is no organs or skin or muscle. There is a planet. A small planet that looks like a miniature of Earth. It has also been observed that there are actually creatures living on this planet. Despite being similar to Earth, however, it does not have the same continental structures as Earth. At the last observation, it was observed that the intelligent beings living on this very small planet had reached 15th century technology. The subject does not seem to have any discomfort with this planet living inside of him. He's not even sure how it got there, just stating that one day he woke up and it was there. He doesn't seem to really mind that he's enclosed in this area and not able to leave. The only thing that he keeps asking for is internet access. However, this foundation has found that it could be a threat to their security if they give him this. So that is the only thing he has been denied thus far. It is also kind of strange that the subject, whose name has been withheld, had a social security number and a driver's license, and even provided these to the SCP Foundation. However, upon looking at these documents, they found that none of them were real. Or rather, that none of them had actually been used by a real living person yet. So, as far as the government is concerned, this subject never existed. So, where did he really come from, and where did this planet in his stomach come from? A little strange, but fairly simple to explain. Our final SCP today is SPC-008. Now, I do need to tell you that you need a classification of level 4 or higher in order to know any of this information, so if you are not level 4 or higher, please stop the video now. However, if you are, continue to watch. SCP-008 is classified as the zombie plague. It is exactly that. It is a disease that turns people into zombies. Aren't you glad you had level 4 classification for that? Yay! Literally, this is a plague that breaks down the human body. It is classified as Euclid. It is a class 5 biological hazard. The virus is seen as 100% infectious and 100% terminal. The disease can only be transmitted through bodily fluids. It is not airborne, nor is it waterborne, but is transmitted through blood-to-blood contact, saliva, things like that. So in other words, when the person becomes infected, they first experience flu-like symptoms, their body kind of breaks down, and then all of a sudden their muscles become much stronger. However, they can only do basic human movements like walking, standing, gripping, biting. They can't speak anymore, they don't have any more higher motor skills like being able to throw something at you. And the only way to completely neutralize a subject who has been infected is by massive cranial trauma. So in other words, you gotta get them in the head. It's the zombie plague. Our SCPs were very, very simple today. I thought 007 was the most interesting of the 3 that I covered. I'm sorry that they weren't more interesting today, but hopefully next week we'll have some more interesting ones. Once again, we are at my end title screen. Thank you again, Vinny Smith, who also makes my title cards, thumbnails, whatever you want to call them. Over here you can click to subscribe. However, I did find out that I cannot link to the Facebook and Tumblr page over here. I will have to do that down in the description below. Under me, you can see the rest of my SCP videos that I have done thus far. Be sure to click those below if you want to see anything else about them. This is actually the end of the video, so thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you have any questions or have an idea for a video you'd like to see. I'm going to try and do a couple of folklore videos soon, because I think that would be really cool. Plus I got a suggestion a while back about doing something on Spring-Heeled Jack. Once again, I'm Saga, and until next time, this is the end of our tale. Bye!